guys, it's Kate. Welcome to Go Burn to a Narcissist 101. Thank you for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, please do. Don't forget to like and share as well. Guys, this topic is what stops us from having our boundaries crossed by other people. What makes it so hard to keep that boundary up, and not let people, keep crisscrossing it as they please. And of course, what I mean by, having boundaries, this is, if you are dating, relationship, family members, is, when that you end up doing something you don't really want to do. You end up going somewhere you don't really want to go because that's, how it happened. And because you couldn't say no, or you couldn't, disagree with whatever it is. And then somehow, you end up being at that party that you didn't want to go because you actually wanted to go, read the book or sleep, so the whole time, it happens and you agonize over this throughout that, what if it's a party or whatever it is, or something you want to do that you really, something you're doing, but you really want to do. You agonize over this. And I'm sure this has happened to a whole bunch of us. I had an issue with this. And coming from a relationship that's, this toxic relationship that we're in, we're married to a narcissist. This is something I believe all of us probably have a bit of, which is why, things went down how they went down. But this also, of course, happens in relationship, your parents, siblings. So, and let's not confuse this with compromising, because when you're compromising, the person you're compromising with or on something has taken your feelings or preference into consideration, and you guys can arrive in the middle. Like say, oh, I really wanted to go to the party. Come on, we got to go to the party. Let's go to the party, and you're like, no, I just want to take a nap and read this book. I really want to finish it. And maybe, the person will be like, come on, you promised, or this is our friend, or this is our family friends. Come on, we got to look bad if we don't go. Stuff like that. And you didn't really care much about the party, but the person like, okay, come on, like, okay, maybe, okay, you take a nap for 2 hours. How about that? We'll come late. We'll go to the party late. Can we go to the party late? And you're like, okay, fine. I'll take my nap, and then I'll go. We'll go for an hour, so that way I don't have to stay long. So here you get, the person is considering that the fact that you need to do something you need to do. So they're like, okay, we'll meet in the middle. You do that, and then we can go meet up and do this other stuff for a short period of time. So you get what you want, because the other person is taking into consideration that you are your own person and you want to do certain things by yourself when you want to do it. So, but what makes this hard, for us to maintain boundaries, especially when you come out as well, and as you're trying to heal, this is something that, sometimes you don't even know that the boundaries are being crossed. We're so used to it. We're so used to it. So you end up pretty much mentally, going back and forth on what you should have said, what you really wanted to do, why you don't want to be here. The whole time, you're doing this, or you are wherever it is that you didn't want to be. So one of the reasons why, or what keeps us from maintaining our boundaries, is because one of them is because it's the usual stuff. And what I mean by usual stuff is the usual way of doing things. This starts pretty early, like when you're younger in a family. Somehow you end up being the person that always have to make room. Like your brother is out there, throwing temper tantrums, and somehow the adult in the family, your mom or dad, tells you, oh well, do this so that we can accommodate that. So we can let your brother not throw temper tantrums right now because we need to go. Or your sister is over there doing something else, and somehow you have to adjust how you're acting or what you're doing or where you're sitting. Maybe they want to sit where you're sitting in the car, and you're like, no, I don't want to move. This is where I normally sit. They are throwing themselves on the floor, and your parents are like, go ahead and move, and so that they can. So this keeps happening. I mean, it looks like it's nothing in the beginning, like that's what happened. This keeps happening, and then it graduates from the little things to the big things, to the point that when you guys get older, this particular brother or sister is still doing the same thing. And when you're adults, all your parents will say, or people around you will say is, oh, that's how Johnny acts all the time. That's how Mary is. That's how Kate is. And then everybody's still revolving their lives around these people, and what they want, what they want to do because they started early. And as you're an adult, you kind of don't want to rock the boat because this is what you have been doing. And it continues. This is the normal. This is the usual stuff. This is what you know. We always revolve around this person. If he doesn't want to sit here, we're going to kind of hurry and readjust ourselves, do what we don't want to do because, we want to appease the person for now because we got to do whatever, we got to go do something else. So let's pacify them with something and go. This starts early. Usually this is like in a family setting. And that's why you end up with that sister that keeps doing what they want. And everybody's like, oh, that's how she is. That's how he is. And then that's it. That's all you do. And even as an adult, even you're aware now that, hey, this is not really what I care about. But because that's the usual stuff, that's the usual order of things in your family. Everybody expects you actually to do it because that's what we do. Another one is guilt. This kind of follows the first one. They guilt you into even doing stuff for you trying to take out time for yourself. This happens, of course, when you are in a relationship with a covert narcissist, where you trying to do something for yourself is something that is looked at like, wow, you really gonna do this, and what about your daughter wanted to do this, your daughter wanted that, so you're gonna use this money and do that, because you want to go sit by yourself in the corner, and what are they gonna do? So in a relationship, it makes it like you feel bad even trying to do stuff for yourself, or trying to do what you want because everybody around you will guilt you, make you feel guilty about doing that. Like it's a bad thing, like it's a bad thing. Like, okay, if I do that, then this person will not get this and get that. And no, let me not do it. Let me go ahead and suffer through this. I'll suffer through this. I'll just go ahead and do whatever so we can get going. You are guilt into believing that if you put boundaries up, if you say, no, let me do this now, that, you're the bad person. You are the one that don't care about your kids. You're a bad mother. You're a bad father. You're a bad parent. You're a bad sister. You're a bad daughter, bad son. That's how these people make you feel. And it kind of ties in from the first point. That's exactly where all those things start. Now, the third one is at some point, you believe you don't deserve it, or you are the stronger one, or you can always fix stuff. This is kind of like where my problem is. I think I fell into this one. Is over time, especially growing up in the family, you become the stronger one. So with time, you realize, I don't need to have boundaries because, I'm stronger. I can always fix anything more than everybody else. So you are the one that is a shock absorber of everything. Everybody throws something at you, you catch it, and somehow you manage to hold it. They keep doing, and nobody is paying attention really to see, hey, this might be weighing them down. No, why? Because you are viewed as a stronger one. You yourself view yourself as a stronger one. So it's like, I can be flexible and let everybody be rigid with what they want. I can be flexible because I'm stronger. Because of course at some point you believe that you probably don't deserve it. You don't deserve it because you have enough strength. You have enough mental capacity, to fix everything. So this is how it happens. Even though the whole time you're being drained, the whole time you are dying inside, doing things that you seriously do not want to do, going where you don't really want to go, being where you don't really want to be. But because over time you are the strong one, in quote, physically and mentally, you are the strong one. So you are the shock absorber. Nobody's thinking that just because I'm somehow able to manage the load, or I'm a shock absorber, or, that you keep throwing stuff at me. But that's what keeps happening. Everybody come cross your boundary. Everybody, they show up at your house. Even though you said, please don't come here, I got to do this and do that. No, all of them, 10 of them show up at the same time. Why? Because they believe, you find a way to fix it. You find a way to make it work when we get there. We'll get there. You find a way to make it work. When we do this, even though, like you said, I don't really want to do that. I don't feel like I can. Oh no, we'll see what happens. And then everybody shows up so that you, the fixer, will fix it, because that's how everybody looking at you. You are the one that absorbs everything. And like I said, over time, you keep letting this happen because you feel I'm stronger. I can fix everything. I can handle this more than they can. So I'll let them be rigid in what they want while my boundary is wide open, you know, and everybody crisscrossing. All right, guys, this is something that we have to deal with as we're healing. It's very important for us to eventually completely heal, is to fix this boundary and maintain this boundary and stop playing any of this role. It would take time because some of this is programmed from birth, from childhood. Okay, that's where it starts. But for us to completely heal, we need to really have to erect that wall up and have these boundaries and let people know where the line is. Because some people around you think you're a super person, you're superwoman, you're superman, and not know how much you're carrying. They just keep throwing whatever, they just do whatever they want around you because you're strong enough. And over time, you believe that it's okay. I'll put myself in the back burner because I can always handle myself. But what you realize, you really can't. Eventually, it takes a toll. All right, guys, get a hold of your mind and everything else will fall into place.